So you could scan the QR code to get the slides, a copy of your slides on your phone if you'd like. I'll leave that up for a minute. But yeah, today I'm just gonna talk about different tools that you can use for whatever it is, whether it's your business, your kids, to teach your kids, or if it's for your personal use. And I'll go over different use cases and different tools, and for like what those tools are good for, whether it's text, image generation, video generation. So cool, we can begin. So yeah, I gave you guys a quick overview on what we're going to talk about. I'm a student at Santa Monica College. I'm a second-year student. I'm looking to transfer fall 2025, and yeah, like ultimately, I want to either become a software engineer or AI machine learning engineer. Hello.
Hello.
You
Sorry.
can take a seat wherever.
Just 2 p.m. is on his way. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So what exactly is AI? So there are 3 types of AI. There's natural language processing, there's machine learning, and there's computer vision. So natural language processing is sort of the function of speaking with, like AI, or whether it's like in the form of a chatbot where people create this process where humans can sort of talk to technology and technology can give a response in a human-like way. Machine learning is software that can sort of learn from data. So this works best in like big corporations where there's a lot of data on sales or like something like that. And it can learn and sort of help you develop strategies to maximize whatever statistic you're trying to. And computer vision is, like examples are Tesla or Waymo, where the computer basically sees just as a human would. And it could recognize faces and objects and everything like that. So yeah, some examples are email spam filters, which is machine learning. Alexa and Siri are examples of natural language processing. Recommendation systems are also machine learning, and yeah. So some of the tools and examples, most commonly known tools are ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. So ChatGPT is it's a tool developed by OpenAI, and it's super easy to use. I'm sure. How many of you guys have used ChatGPT here? Everybody, great. How many of you have used Gemini? Cool. And Cloud? Cool. Never used Cloud. So, yeah, you guys already know ChatGPT. I'm not going to give a rundown on how it works, but what I will give a rundown on is its capabilities. So ChatGPT has great text generation capabilities, but it lacks image generation capabilities. So what that means is, like, if you prompt it to ask you to give you an image, it's not necessarily going to be the best image as Gemini would give you. I'll definitely do an example of all of this. Cloud I actually use for physics and math reasoning. It's much stronger than ChatGPT, but it really just depends on what model you're using for each tool. Like Gemini is, you've definitely used Gemini as it's integrated in Google AI. So when you search something up on Google, it's gonna give you a AI answer or mock-up, and that's Gemini. And Cloud can actually handle if you were to give it an entire math textbook or something like that, it can sort of read through all of that, and it goes up to 200,000 tokens, as in if each word is a token, 200,000 words that it can bring in and learn from. So moving on, there's Deep Brain AI, Synthesia, and DID for generative AI and video creation. So these are all free to use. Deep Brain is my favorite one. Most of these tools are used mainly for short videos or images if you need it in a project or something like that. And so the way they work is you sort of give it a prompt and it gives you a video based on that prompt. So prompting is as in the human like the human answer, like not human answer, but when we talk to the chatbot or the AI, it actually like learns from the way we're talking to it and gives us a response based on that, as you guys have probably experimented with. And yeah, the way you actually prompt it, whether you give it more adjectives or give it more like you're more descriptive and accurate with what you're trying to tell it, it'll give you a more descriptive response. Same way like humans work. And so yeah, what I will say though, like the DID is different from deep brain and synthesia in the way that it's literally just like a talking head, and it's like used in like TikToks or like short like videos where it's literally just like a facial animation that talks to you based on whatever you tell it to talk about. And as with like any AI tool, there's always concerns with privacy and like your data, because these companies do collect data, and you agree to that when you sign up to like use whatever tool you're using. And that's a part of the reason why I didn't mention DeepSeek. How many of you guys have heard of DeepSeek? Cool. So yeah, DeepSeek, as you guys may know, is like a Chinese like ChatGPT basically. They use like, yeah, literally they used ChatGPT's model, like API, and the only difference is that DeepSeek is open source. So you can download it on your computer and edit it and like make whatever transformation you want to a model. And yeah, the reason why I didn't include it is because there's a lot of limitations, as do like all of these tools. For example, if you ask DeepSeek like what happened in like Tiananmen Square in like whatever year, it'll say like, oh, I can't answer this. And like if you ask it like, what type of country is China, it's gonna answer like, oh, China is like the best country and like best people. So yeah, and like a super patriotic answer. And so yeah, there's definitely like some political restrictions and like censorship that comes from the government itself and imposes itself on things like DeepSeek. And yeah, that's just why I didn't include it. But cool. Next up, there's some image generation, Midjourney AI and Canva AI. For Canva, it's like integrated. If you use Canva, you're already using the AI. And Midjourney is a separate type of AI where you can actually, like, it gives you text to image. So once again, if you prompt it and you tell it sort of like, oh, I want an image of a guy like boxing, it'll give you like a hyper realistic image of a man like in boxing gear and like in a boxing ring. And yeah, it's really good for projects or like illustrations in a book or something like that. It's important to note that sort of like the restrictions that come with stuff like this, for example, like you might not own the rights to all of the image or like video creation that these tools like give you. And yeah, Canva AI is very similar also to like Google Slides. There's a lot of like image resizing or yeah, magic resizing and like text to image work. And yeah. So there's also data analysis and automation tools. For example, it's integrated in like Google Sheets, and there's a separate website called Zapier. And yeah, both of these tools can be used in like businesses or like your personal work. And basically the way that these work is they identify trends in your work and they give you recommendation based on those trends. And some of the downsides to stuff like this is that it's not like ChatGPT where you can tell it, hey, I want like this algorithm to be done with this data, and it does it for you. Like you kind of have to do some manual setup with these in order to actually like get to what you want it to. And some of the good things with Zapier is the conditional and multi-step zaps. So the zaps are basically like, you can tell it, hey, if I get a notification on my Gmail account and it's from like a unknown company, I want it to be sent to my spam. So it basically like overrules any of the machine learning that is integrated in your Gmail already, to where like sometimes you've probably noticed that it automatically like sends it to your spam if it's not an email it recognizes. And yeah, you can like integrate it with Gmail, Slack, and Salesforce. So really good for like companies and like businesses and stuff like that. So my main tips are like be specific in text generation. So definitely like be specific in what you want it to do for you. Like I'll definitely illustrate like an example of this, and I'll talk a little more about prompting. But yeah, definitely like fact check all of the work and like use templates and feed it templates to actually like get it to tell you the best answer that it can tell you. For example, what I do is if I need help with like a homework assignment, I upload my file to the homework assignment to the whatever LLM I'm using, like whether it's like ChatGPT, and you know, it sort of learns from the information that I give it through image to text. So like instead of the other way, it's like the other way around, where if I give it an image, it like extracts the text and learns from it. And yeah, it just like makes for a better experience. And for video generation, for example, if you're using something like Gemini or like any other video generation tools I listed, it's better to start with short scripts and then develop them into sort of longer videos. Because if you were to tell it, oh, I want like a 10-minute long presentation on cars, it's not going to necessarily give you like the best 10-minute explanation. But if you were to do short clips and develop your prompt and the way that like, yeah, basically like the way it sort of responds to you is going to be like much more to your liking. And yeah, basically same thing applies to image generation and data analysis. Like the more input you give it, the better the output is going to be. And however, I will say like with image generation, it's very good to make detailed prompts such as the one I listed. So if I want a picture of like a cool little image of like a cat or something, I would say a vintage watercolor painting of a cat sleeping on a windowsill during sunset. That's like extremely specific and like right exactly to the point. Like I'm not saying, oh, I just want an image of a cat. Like it would just give me, like, I don't know what it could give me. It could give me anything. And yeah, another important thing about data analysis is that you should be like monitoring the way that like the recommendations that it's giving you, because it could give you recommendations that are not necessarily what you want. Like if I want to like multiply everything in like an Excel sheet or like a Google sheet, like it might recommend me to like divide or something, I don't know, based on whatever pattern. And yeah, it's always good to monitor it. So yeah, just like responsible and ethical use of AI. Like not all AI is like entirely accurate. Like sometimes it's considered unethical. How many of you have you seen the Coca-Cola commercial that was fully AI?
Yeah.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll definitely show it in a bit. But yeah, essentially what happened was Coca-Cola like made a whole commercial with AI, and they actually don't own the rights to the commercial because it was completely AI generated, and Pepsi ended up just like taking the entire commercial and making it their own commercial. So yeah, it was like super funny thing that Pepsi did. And yeah, definitely like data privacy with things like DeepSeek as aforementioned, and like internal bias, model bias with, again, like most commonly seen through DeepSeek. So yeah, some of the different implementations, like if you're a student like me, definitely helps you like summarize a lot of ideas, helps you brainstorm or draft. Yeah, I use it for flashcards and like practice quizzes also. For example, like Professor Martirosyan's class has like practice quizzes where I could like practice taking the quiz before the quiz itself. And yeah, I sort of go through ChatGPT each question and I learn like, yeah, I learn more specifically and like with the explanations of each question. And yeah, sort of like a one-on-one like AI tutor. And yeah, with writing definitely helps like that ChatGPT drafts or like refines any of my emails, essays, and yeah. So if you're a parent, definitely it's good for like calendar and like keeping track of things, whether it's like, like it could be literally anything. You could ask like, there's a lot of tools where you can actually integrate it with your calendar, and you could definitely ask it like, oh, I want to on this and this day I have this like so and so, or like bi-weekly events, and it'll all like input it into your calendar, and like whether it's like expense tracking, like parenting, like literally anything. We use like things even like Siri, like hey Siri, I want like even Apple AI. Have you guys used Apple Intelligence? I think it's only on like the newer phones. But yeah, like basically they made it so like previously where Siri would be like, hey Siri, send a text to whoever. Now you can do, hey Siri, send a text. Then after give a phone call. Then after that, put something in my calendar. So yeah, there's like you could give it like a multi-step prompt, and it'll like do all of it for you. And if you're a business owner, it's definitely good to integrate into your business, whether it's like to answer frequently asked questions or utilize it as a chatbot. Yeah, it's definitely good for marketing. It's good for data analytics, like as I mentioned, and yeah, definitely like something like we're actually doing. I like didn't mention this, but yeah, I'm one of the co-founders at the AI Club at SMC, and something we were doing was going to businesses and offering AI like integration. So like we could integrate like ChatGPT or like whatever into their like website or whatever it may be. And yeah, I've actually like made like a chatbot of my own where like using like ChatGPT's like API. So yeah, it's super easy to do stuff like that if you just put a little time. And this is like a QR code. I encourage everybody to scan this. It's just to do like a little survey for the very end. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this up for a second. Sorry?
Not to take my money out of the bank.
No, not this time, not this time.
Why not? Let's do it.
Who's gonna see the result? Is this for a class?
This is me, yeah. I'll see all the results.
Because now there's so much Euro codes that sends you to another things.
Yeah, no, this is just to see like to gauge like what you guys liked about the workshop and like what you would like to see in maybe like a future workshop. I know this one I wasn't expecting like everybody to know like how to use like all these like chatbots and stuff. So it's definitely good, but yeah, there's like a lot of people who like haven't even used ChatGPT. So this one was like a very like broad like entry level workshop, but I could definitely go more in depth for you guys next time. And like
Tableau is it Power AI?
sorry?
Tableau that you mentioned here. Tableau, the software for
Yeah, I think it's like a data analytics one.
I know, but it's Power like AI Power tool?
I think it has like integrated AI. So like a lot of the websites and like stuff like that, it's mainly like AI integration that you don't even you probably use it if you use the app. Like also the same as like Canva.
Yeah, I used it, but I never felt it.
It's stuff like for example, like as I was making this presentation, like for example, like the sizing, like it like fixes the sizing, right? That's like an example of like machine learning where like it sees like how people like most commonly like do whatever like slide they're trying to do, or like mathematically, and it just like finds the best part, or like I don't know how to explain it. I could show you, but yeah. So yeah, I guess like let's do some examples. I got like a good prompt for let's do Sora first. How many of you guys have used Sora? So Sora is like OpenAI's it's OpenAI's like AI video generator. So yeah, these are like some of the examples that like it can do. I'm gonna give it a prompt now. So the prompt, you guys can see a breathtaking aerial view of a lush green valley with a winding river surrounded by basically like super descriptive, like scenic sort of view. So let's give it a moment. Let's add it to the queue.
So this is called Sora?
Yeah, Sora. It's only used if you're like paying for the OpenAI like subscription to use like the ChatGPT.
So you have to, it's a paid.
Yeah, this one is a paid one. Yeah. But it comes with like the paid version of ChatGPT. It's like an addition.
Do you know how much it is?
It's $20 a month.
Oh, so if you get the paid Chat GPT, you'll get this Sora
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
it popped up in my ChatGPT, but I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. This is like a perfect example of like what to do with it.
I also found a new one if you are
The
interested.
very
Which
first
one?
one, what's it called? Like
Voice,
Cloud?
Sorry?
What's the first one called? Cloud?
Yeah, Cloud. Yeah, I'll definitely
that
talk
one
about
I
that.
tried to use it once and then it's like they give me only 5 times and then they
Yeah.
ask me to pay. I'm like, hell no, I'm not
Yeah,
paying.
it's kind of
I
sneaky.
can do this myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what instruction did you give this to get this thing?
I basically I gave it like a whole paragraph of like super long prompt.
So a guy walking on a catwalk
Yeah,
over
like
a river.
yeah, exactly. Like I'll show you the prompt one more time after.
Did it generate the face?
Yeah.
And how about voice?
Voice. This one doesn't come with voice.
Okay.
It's purely video generation. But which tool were you talking about?
OTTER, Otter. This one.
Otter?
Very
Otter,
interesting.
Otter, I don't know.
Well, I have not heard of that one.
So it's great for converting sound into transcripts. Like if
Oh.
it's a long lecture or something, you can record it on your phone, play it for this, get the transcript, and then you can take it to turn it into a lecture note or
Yeah.
tell me this thing.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've been using I was using a different one.
I tried multiple ones, none of them were good.
I used it turns it into an actual lecture. It turns text to lecture.
The whole thing that we're videoing today, I can turn it into a lecture.
Oh.
I can create lecture slide with it. I can create it into an article. I can even tell him, tell me the part where he spoke about, I don't know, this after.
Yeah, that one's a good one. I use like the opposite. Like I record and then I just like transcribe with this, but it's not really like. I guess it's AI, but
Coursera?
What is it?
Can you guys mention about copy?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, why would I let it?
Oh,
I'm gonna use it
Otter.ai.
for my books or
Yeah.
lessons. If it steals my copy,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna do that.
No.
But yeah. So this is like the full
I have to do some research.
Yeah.
the full prompt for the video.
You own that image.
So yeah,
because
like revealing a
you
narrow
wrote the
wooden
prompt,
bridge,
right?
traveler's
AI is
face.
merely the tool.
The only thing it doesn't do is like
So
talk about like
and
what the
Coca-Cola
traveler
did
looks
it, so I
like,
can't
but that
believe
one
it.
is just like
Somebody didn't say
purely.
Similar.
It's
Can you
complicated.
do Sora
Oh,
doesn't
I'm
have
gonna
a
let this
voice,
case
no?
out.
Even
No,
if you
no.
want to, it doesn't like come
Yeah.
up with a voice.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's still 5-second videos it does.
Yeah, I think it's like limited. It's not very long, but I think it might be because it's like the base version.
Oh,
Can you download that one and then embed like the voice in it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sorry.
Can you blend reality? Like, can I put my face on the guy who's hiking there?
That I don't think so. That one you can't do. There's some where you can, like the other tools I listed before. I think you came in late. I'll share the slides with you, but yeah, some of the other tools you can actually put your own face and like it'll make an animation and like if you want to do like a lecture or something, it can put like an AI version of your face, like
I saw
yeah.
What's that one called?
those
Um,
stuff. I don't know what
It's like a
something-
deep fake
It was-
maker or something?
It was
What?
DID.
That
It's
like
D
put
dash
your
ID.
face on
D
it
dash
as a
ID?
singer or
Yeah.
a player or something.
Oh, so okay, so
I
now
think
this.
I think Mariam knows about it,
Oh, okay.
but I don't
Oh,
think
deep
that
dive.
they make it with ChatGPT. I think they
Deep
make
dive.
stuff.
Oh,
no, that's a different one.
Just on my-
d-id.com.
Yeah.
There's a few different ones.
But I guess I'll show you guys cloud because you guys haven't. Seems like a lot of you guys haven't used it, but so yeah, this one is like I literally asked ChatGPT like give me a universal prompt that I can use for all LLMs to test like different capabilities. With it's like reasoning and like different like text generation features. And so yeah, it's like giving it a scenario. So it's like you're an AI consultant, futuristic city. Give me like an overview and like different like tasks basically. These are like the 4 tasks. Yeah, it's like a brief overview of how AI manages key aspects of the city, potential risks, fairness, and a short conversation. So let's see what type of text each one
What's
does.
LLM? You said something about.
LLM is large language models. So like ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, like these are all large language models.
Oh, that's
And
okay.
yeah, and large language model is like, for example, like OpenAI, they got like a bunch of information from the internet and they put it in their database, and now like users can like reference those bits of information through like, it's like a tokenization process. Tokens is like every like word or like phrase, it turns it into like a token, quote unquote. And like, yeah, it's like a little more technical, but yeah, it's basically like a big data set that you can reach through like talking to like a chatbot or something.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So, pretty descriptive prompt, and like did us a favor by giving us a very descriptive result. And yeah, basically it gives us like a huge list of like answering every single thing that I listed. And yeah, you guys have used ChatGPT. It's like similar function, but yeah, this can be literally used for anything. Like I use this. I've actually like done like an entire yeah, we were talking about it earlier, but I downloaded a version of DeepSeek on my own MacBook, so I'm running it locally, meaning like on my own, like I'm not using like their servers or anything, like I'm completely using my own MacBook. And I used AI like ChatGPT to completely transform DeepSeek and like train it like a different way. So that's like definitely a pretty big use of LLMs like this, where it's like a dictionary for like literally everything. So yeah, definitely a lot of use cases. But I guess let's try Gemini as well.
The cloud, I used it once and I could put the whole data set and then tell them like do a multi-regression analysis, create this as the response variable, and they did an amazing job.
Yeah, Cloud is really good at that.
Guacamole.
Yeah, it's really good at that.
I think cloud is the best for mathematical problems.
Yeah, for mathematical and like
You can
physical
upload
reasons.
data sets in cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, you can upload like text and like images, data sets, like everything into each of these tools. Some are just more limited than others.
So I'm curious. Are you somehow? There's no major, I guess, in AI. But how are you involved with AI? What's your background?
Yeah,
you
so I'm a computer science student, but
Okay.
me and like a couple of my friends and I founded the AI club at SMC.
Okay.
So everything we do is like we sort of create our own opportunities. For example, I'm doing an independent research study on the usage of like AI in like physics. So I have like a huge data set, and I'm basically analyzing how good is ChatGPT at predicting static friction coefficients.
Okay.
And I also built like one of our own models, and we're comparing our own like machine learning model to ChatGPT's like prediction for whatever question, like physics question. So yeah, the way I got involved into AI is just through that club and like creating our own like projects and stuff like that, and that's sort of how we learn
So you guys
AI.
kind of challenge AI, or do you experiment with AI, or all of the above?
It's like, yeah, it's all of the above. Originally when we started the project, like the whole like 4.0 and like stuff like that weren't there. So like the 4.0 is like the most recent like best like ChatGPT.
Oh, like the latest version
Yeah,
of
like the latest
GPT
version.
is called 4.0.
Yeah.
Is that free, or is that
It's paid.
how much is it?
It's $20. It's like the subscription with the Sora and like everything that we were
Oh,
talking
cool.
about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my son does more of chat GPT and like AI and
He
stuff.
for sure has it. You don't know.
So no, but I don't know if he, but I don't know if he subscribes. I mean, I don't know if he might be still using the free version, but you recommend doing the paid version because it's got
Yeah.
more features and it's more robust for somebody who uses AI.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, definitely, it's better to be subscribed, 100%. If I compare like definitely in coding too, now that I'm doing like a lot of my own like coding work and like projects and stuff like that, it's very useful to have like a more accurate model.
Can you tell us more about the better one that is $200 a month?
Well, I actually like I can
Wow.
definitely open it up.
There's such a thing.
Yes, there's a free one. The next level is $20 a month. The next level is $200 a month.
And nothing between.
Nothing between. Just 10 times literally higher.
Wow.
I
For
heard
200 a
it's-
month, I want some really special services.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Me too.
I heard it's very good for coding.
Yeah,
the
for
best
coding,
one.
yeah.
But there-
Cool.
There
See,
you
that's
go.
it.
Yeah.
See, 20, 200.
Good.
there's a plus and there's a pro.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw
What
there
was
was a
the
$25.
Yeah,
That's
this
for
is for
two.
business.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather hire you and give you the 200 a
Uh,
month. I trust you more.
Excuse me, why is there, I can't really see, but why is it $200 a month? Like, what's the return on investment? Why is it?
That's exactly what I
Cool. So yeah, it's okay. I guess it's like everything in this version. So Sora, like access to new features, access to their best models, and it also does like the deep research and O1 Pro mode. I guess it's like I'll show you guys O1 too.
Oh, one is good for math, I heard.
Yeah.
$200 a month?
I don't. In my opinion, it's not worth it, but
That's what I asked.
yeah.
Maybe to scientists might be worth it.
Yeah,
Somebody
like we were talking about. I was thinking like maybe like businesses.
If you can do PhD with it, it's worth it.
NASA,
I like it.
JPL, you know, those
I like your
people.
perspective.
No, but seriously, the
Yeah.
only answer I got is it's very good for coding. It's very accurate. It has a bigger data. What do you call it?
Database, API.
database.
You have it? I can test
No,
it.
no, I have the $20 one.
Okay,
But
okay.
$20 one is
Android.
much more
'Cause I
accurate.
can find a solution to my problem.
Question.
For Python.
First of all, can you go to
For that,
Gemini?
you need
Yes.
to do cloud.
So what's Gemini again?
Okay, I'm gonna try
So
cloud.
Gemini is like
What-
ChatGPT, but
What do you
for from
Multi-regression and
Google.
categorical data.
Oh,
It's like you know the iPhone and Samsung.
Yeah.
So that's
So-
this.
So Gemini is something Google has. Is that also free or
It's
is it
free, yeah.
subscription?
All of them have like subscription options, but all of them also have free like options.
So does Gemini, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So Gemini, is this the free version or the?
Yeah, this is the free version.
Because if you wanna upload a pic, it doesn't upload PDF file. So it's. I was trying that yesterday.
Is it?
I'm wondering if we get the paid one, does it do it or not?
Oh, it's in the labs. The labs.google.
Oh, labs.
You use
Google.
it?
then-
I use the ChatGPT once in a while, yeah.
I mean, for just.
Let's see, I don't know, let me try to open something.
It's
Content
just
writing.
hunting. They give you the free version, you like it, and then you start paying.
It's an AI studio.google.com.
Oh, AI Studio accept. Okay.
I need to revisit this one.
Using,
Yeah, this one,
One of
you can
these.
upload
and
PDFs
it takes
or
off. Are they
CSV.
now
Oh, so it's the
is it-
studio.
is it-
Images,
Are the
videos,
owners of
anything.
the ChatGPT or Gemini going to come in now and say, oh, This is ours?
Like about what you say.
And you can upload documents, right?
That's
So
a
it's the AI
massive
studio.
Yeah, definitely the PDFs work.
You make a video, you make a picture,
I know, but also to pay them.
Yes,
picture
they're
picks
See,
up.
same.
I can do it myself.
Like
But
it's
$200, like, damn.
Next question, when you write a prompt, like if you wanna do something, do you write your prompt on a separate piece of paper, like you go to Word and then you write it, then you copy and paste it? Because sometimes,
That's great.
say if I wanna write a prompt and I wanna give some examples or shots, and when I enter it just goes directly.
Oh yeah, so like for that you have to like when you want to go to like a new line,
Yeah.
you do shift and return.
Oh, shift return.
Yeah, when you
Okay.
shift it doesn't like send it.
Yeah, because it gets so frustrating
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, usually when that happens, I'll just like stop it from thinking, and then I like ask again. And the reason I stop it from thinking is because, let's say you accidentally give it the wrong prompt, because it like learns from sort of like what you give it. It might actually like you might actually send it down the wrong hole, and it might start like hallucinating. Have you guys heard of like LLM like hallucinations at all? Yeah.
Yes, I tried it even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did you
Like,
try?
The name of author for a book, and then I see that book does not exist at all.
Yeah.
I just put in the
Well, that's
the
me.
notes, yeah, and it explains the whole thing, everything.
Yeah.
That's
Hallucinations.
Studio,
are really
right?
big.
Yeah.
Oh, AI, Google AI.
AI Studio.
Studio comes with Gemini, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And cloud is completely different than ChatGPT and Gemini.
Yeah, this one is by Anthropic.
Okay.
I put mine.
And how much do you pay? How much is cloud?
I think it's also 20.
They're all $20.
Or I could check. I'm pretty sure it's 20.
That's crazy. We're in the next level.
Cause it would just, this
This
is
is the next level.
Not that
I don't know. I can't find it, but
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll put yours, it'll explain the proof and everything.
yeah, it's also 20.
First of the year, like, I'm getting these prompts now.
I need to post it.
Wants to open
I haven't posted it.
But then something I definitely know like you guys haven't used is Legato AI by NVIDIA.
You don't have a.
I'll show this video.
Fugato?
Yeah, Fugato.
Nothing is.
This one is like NVIDIA's like AI for music and audio. This one is like not released to the public. Have you guys heard of it?
But I was just wondering, where did
Yeah.
that come from?
What is it?
And,
It's like a AI. It's an AI for like sound generation, sound and audio. So yeah, it'll talk about it a little bit.
Text.
so it's connected to.
Oh,
my
there's no.
email
I don't know if there's audio.
That's how it got into my system. So
It's
it's weird.
breakthrough from NVIDIA. This new model allows you to create sounds, speech, and music from text and audio
You
inputs.
can.
You can guide Fugato to create unexpected sound effects, where familiar sounds take on surprising new qualities and
I
invoke
think you
new
can
experiences.
sign out, but
Is iCloud an Apple?
yeah,
Okay. Then it's in the Microsoft one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is.
Okay. So I'd be okay, except that I would just be letting Apple have control over it.
Yeah. But you can back up let's say your
So you
phone
load up
Or direct immersive and shifting
but you don't have
soundscapes
to
for
back
film
up
or
your
audio
pictures
productions.
or emails or nothing. But usually I back up my phone numbers in case when I switch
That's a good idea.
when I switch my phone, I have everyone's contact.
And you back
Is
up
this
on-
with
on
ChatGPT or
the-
completely different?
This is completely different.
And you have to pay for that too, right?
Yeah, it's not even out yet.
It's not even
This
out
this
yet.
is
But I don't want to give out
Instructing
my
Fugato
phone.
to extract audio elements from a sound clip, such as isolating a
No,
voice track in a piece of music, is just as easy.
That's cool.
Wow.
ChatGPT doesn't do voice, does it?
What do you mean? Like you can talk to ChatGPT?
No, like you say,
Fugato also allows you to generate new speech samples.
create
Kids are talking.
Oh,
a
creation?
dog
No.
barking.
No.
And if you
It's
want a
not the
different
voice note,
delivery,
but the image it
Fugato
does.
Yeah.
can do that
Okay.
too.
Kids are talking by the door. Kids are talking by the door.
Fugato also lets musicians experiment with existing audio by adding new instruments.
Is it in the bathroom?
Sounds like
Or completely changing the style of a melody they wrote.
But none of ChatGPT, Gemini doesn't do the voice.
Yeah, no.
So if I write something and I said math lecture, I said do this.
No, not
It's not-
ChatGPT.
Not ChatGPT.
But some of the other ones do.
So okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good advice.
You can also dream up unusual instrument combinations like this.
Yeah, you guys get it, but like it's super interesting, and like there's a lot of songs even that like people are making songs with AI, and like you would not know that it's AI. You would think it's that person making the song. And another thing I want to talk about, do you guys know anything about like the dead internet theory?
I've never heard of it, but that sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it is fascinating. And it's like the concept of how like the internet was created so that people can interact and like, you know, like human to human interaction. But now it's like fully AI. Like everybody is like robots and like AI. For example, like Mark Zuckerberg is like trying to integrate like AI people into like the metaverse, like the Facebook like whole like community, which is like it kind of defeats the purpose of the internet because like we're there to interact with humans. But yeah, there's like stuff like that. What I wanted to say about the dead internet theory is that all of these tools, sure they do help us, but in the end, like it's really just like minimizing human connection. Because for example, like some of those AI tools I listed where like it's text to audio. A lot of like kids who are scrolling on like the YouTube shorts or like TikTok and stuff like that, it's like fully AI generated videos of like, you know, people talking about memes or like jokes and like stuff like that. So yeah, it's like even content consumption has changed as a result of AI. And like to be honest, if you all wanted to, you could go on TikTok and like upload a AI video and like generate income from like kids watching your like AI videos. And like, so yeah, it's definitely like a lot of use cases for AI. Yeah, definitely if you want to become a millionaire, that's like the easiest way to do it.
To talk.
But yeah, yeah, let's see.
Antonio, I have a job for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's like a lot of tools. Like if you like do your own research, like you'll find a new tool every day that's being posted about it. Yeah, like the more you play around with it, the more like advanced you get on like prompting and stuff like that. Like the use case just like gets better and better. Like it can be used like even like you made the joke about like the PhD thing, and like it's kind of getting me through my associate's degree right now. So I'm sure like if I put a little more effort, I could use it for like a PhD in the future. Like by the time I get to that point, it'll probably like
Let's
be used.
try something. Go to ChatGPT and just tell him, give me a math joke.
A math joke.
Hey, can I tell ChatGPT to give me a free subscription?
Maybe you might be able
Tell
to
me
trick
a
it.
math joke.
Create a free subscription for me.
Let's see how funny. I tried this.
You are the paid version of yourself.
Why do plants hate math? Because it gives them square roots. Very funny. Very
Not
funny,
very- Just say
ChatGPT.
not very funny.
It's a different model though, so it really couldn't access it. Paid version only.
Man, because it was thing to say. That's a good one.
Oh,
It's got a little bit of
made
humor.
a typo. You're right, my bad. No, it even apologizes for giving you attitude, I guess. But yeah, there's it can like even right now we're using it as a source of entertainment.
Right.
So.
And then we drink on the
Drink and derive.
That's cool.
I I think that's it. Any questions, anyone? Thank you.
I do have some
Yeah, go
questions.
ahead.
So relating to the first, I think it was one of the first slides. I wanted to ask: is machine learning all essential for the NLP? I think it was called NLP and computer vision. Like, is it all machine learning pretty much is the reason why NLP and computer vision is pretty much like around?
Not necessarily. Like there are three different types of like algorithm and like AI, I guess. Machine learning. Yeah, they don't necessarily like rely on one another. You can have like natural language processing without machine learning, but definitely like like the more you integrate machine learning, the more powerful like whatever tool becomes. For example, like I can have like I can make like a Siri. I can tell it to, you know, just based on these statements, I want this response. So if I say hi, I want a response hi back. But with machine learning, you can feed it like a lot more data on like human conversation. So maybe instead of hi, it will respond what's up or like something like that.
Oh, so it's more versatile than it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's quite a few questions I wrote down.
Yeah.
Is Gemini more advanced than ChatGPT?
I wouldn't say so. I would say the top three right now are ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Cloud.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it depends for what exactly, because like text generation, ChatGPT is really strong, and it's probably stronger than Cloud. But Cloud would be much stronger in like math and like physics. So like if I need help with like physics homework, I go to Cloud instead of ChatGPT.
Okay. So what?
Go ahead.
Which one would you prefer to use, Gemini, ChatGPT, or the Cloud?
Well, I use the ChatGPT paid version. I think like the paid version is like the strongest model out right now, like the 4.0 and like the 0.1. We could even test the 0.1, but basically the 0.1 is like deep thinking. So like it like even takes like 5-10 seconds to think before giving you a response. And the 4.0 is just like a quick like conversational response. So I would say ChatGPT, yeah.
Okay.
Since we are on that topic, I'm so sorry, Norma. 0.1 is incorporated in 4.0, right? So if you get the paid version, we get 0.1 automatically.
Yeah.
And it's 4.0 is the 4.0, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Okay.
Okay. And does each of the generative AI have a specific task it is good at, like humans when they're talented at something or very gifted at something?
Yeah, definitely. So what DeepSeek actually did, and the reason why it's so strong, is ChatGPT is like a large language model that is like trained on a huge data set. So it's trained on like anything from medicine to like, I don't know, like sports, like math, like everything. What DeepSeek did is they basically made different ChatGPTs for each subject. So like instead of it calling to one big database, like if I need something for law, they have like a specific one for law that like they're gonna go and call from those like libraries. So yeah, to answer your question, yes. Like Cloud would be better for math and physics reasoning. ChatGPT is better for like text generation, and DeepSeek is like a combination of all of them, which is why it's like so like revolutionary right now.
And that's the one you said that they were going to get rid of because it's biased or something like that?
Yeah, so I'm actually not sure if it is banned, but there was definitely like a lot of talk about banning DeepSeek, just the same way they wanted to ban TikTok because like I guess like it's just like political reasons. But definitely you can still access DeepSeek and use it.
Okay.
What do they want to ban DeepSeek for?
Just like whenever you use like one of these models, like you're giving them your own data. So they're just like, it's just like a privacy concern for Americans. Yeah.
Okay.
Data or access to your entire data?
Yeah, access to like our data.
Is it connected to like foreign governments or something?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's like I guess that's what they're suspicious of. Yeah.
Could be.
Even though it's open source, so like what the whole argument is that like, oh, it's open source, so there can't like you can literally go through the code and see if there is anything that is like stealing your information, but like then they're like, oh, it could be hidden or whatever. Like there's a lot of like controversy around that, but yeah.
There was a problem with Samsung using ChatGPT and then like literally
Like a data leak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely like privacy is like a concern in like any of these that you use because they do store your data. So yeah.
And I have a few more. What would you recommend people to prompt to AI in order to keep up with the job market since it is difficult?
Well, it depends on like what exactly you're trying to do with the job market. For example, like you could look at my resume. It's like completely AI generated. So yeah, this is my resume, and like to keep up with the job market, like they do like ATS scans, and like that's how they like read your resume. And to like I guess like keep up with that, I sort of added like a lot of things to my resume with AI to like combat like the whole ATS thing. For example, I put like completed over 100 hours of coursework, or like completed 10 plus advanced models, and 40% based on assessment analysis. Like the more like statistical things you put, or like fancy like key highlighted words in their job description, if you put it in your resume, then like you're more likely to even get through like one of those ATS scans. So yeah, it definitely depends like what.
And I'm not sure how to ask this question, but you have heard of data brokers, right?
I
People
have
who sell
not.
your
Like,
data.
okay, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because I use this app, and it's of course it's AI because everything is now, but it's called Aura. It's AURA, and it's like an app that prevents data brokers from selling your information, which goes to my next question. How do you know how to make money on like selling your data, since they said data is the new gold mine, and if you have information on that, how to go about that, like how to maybe like just to earn extra income just to get by. Because I've heard of apps that, I don't know what the app is, but I seen the app on the commercials when I was watching YouTube. It said you can sell your data. Well, you won't be a millionaire, but you can make some $20 maybe here and there a month, or maybe every other week or something like that, depending on how much data they can pretty much implement. Instead of just like data brokers just taking information and they're making money off of it, but you're not making anything off of it, which is not fair.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure of the process of like selling your data, but definitely you could create like a web scraper and like just like scrape data from the internet, and like yeah, okay. And like you could sell other people's data or like your own data. I don't know like how exactly that works, but I don't know if that's legal. Like
it's legal. Illegal.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to request for them to like take off like keyword request for them to take off my information, which is the data, in order for them to stop selling my data to other people without me getting compensated for it. It's still out there, obviously. But yeah. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like you could create like web scrapers and just like scrape data from the internet, and you can store it in your own database, and then eventually, like you probably could like sell it in like bulk, like that.
Okay, I'll definitely look that up. Is Gemini? Oh, I think you answered this question already, but is Gemini on Apple or Android? Or I think it's on my phone and I have Android, but I have never used it. But if you can answer that question.
Yeah, it's integrated into Google. So like once you use Google, yeah.
Okay, and I believe that is. Hold on, let me see all the questions. Yep, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions?
Very informative.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, one last time, like if you guys. Did you guys all fill out the form in the end? Perfect.
One question. Yeah. How much is ChatGPT for?
Like the paid version?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like $20, and then the
$20.
$20 and $200 subscription.
You have access to it?
The $200 one, no.
No, the $20.
The $20 one, yeah. This one that I'm using right now is the.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, I would say it's worth it because it's like a $20 investment per month, and like it saves you so much. Like if you're using it every day, like I am, 100% worth it. Yeah. It's like I use it for like everything. If it's like I like mainly talk to it to like learn about my homework. So if I have like a problem I'm trying to solve, I don't like go to tutoring. I just like do it on my own.
So,
Okay.
so
It makes
is,
itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
so is AI making you smarter?
Yeah, if you would like to say that, yeah, definitely. It could be both. That's like a debate of like, is it really making you smarter? Is it making you lazy? Is it making
No, not
you?
lazy, but I mean, whatever potential, like your mind power, is it like kind
Oh,
of
I see what you're saying.
boosting it kind of that way?
100%.
So I mean, you can be a genius and use ChatGPT to kind of be more of a genius.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm like one of those people where I have like a lot of like visions and like I have a lot of ideas, but then I have trouble actually like doing it and executing it. And like using LLMs helps me because it gives me like a starting point and like it helps me stay on task with like whatever I'm trying to brainstorm. So in that way, yeah, I guess it does make me more efficient, smarter. Yeah, I guess. Like,
Efficient
more
is a better word.
Efficient is a better word.
Like the department to pay us for the
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Cool.
Yeah.
We get a grant.
For example, like these different like projects that I'm doing and stuff, like I don't actually have like a lot of the knowledge. Like I don't know how to build an LLM or like I don't know how to integrate it or like change like the way an LLM works. But I asked the LLM how to do it, and then I learn like as I'm doing it. And that's like the whole purpose of why we founded like the AI club at SMC, is so like people experiment and like learn as you go. Because like you wouldn't know any of this by heart unless you like, you had like a PhD and like with an emphasis in AI and like you learned about all this stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay,
cool.
I wanna, we have Alex between us, and then he's been working with AI for 10 years, you said, right? And we were talking
Wow.
And he was a student at LACC, and then now when I was talking to him, he called me the other day. I said we have a workshop, and he said that can you tell us a couple of words?
Sure.
Thanks.
And I
Good
just
job,
know
Andrade,
like-
for like the overview.
Yeah.
I'm Alec Kotolian, statistician from LACC, and then at the end Cal State Fullerton. But the job market 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when we were talking about real-time predictive analytics, was not ready. So that was my passion. Like, I want to build those models, deploy those models, make them available real-time so the real-time decision-making happens. So how can I do it? Financial sector. So I got into financial sector and started like modeling. Those are the models that will predict the likelihood of default if someone is applying for a loan, or likelihood of an accident for insurance companies, etc. So all those forecasting models I built and I started deploying, and that's called real-time predictive analytics, which is the machine learning model pretty much that's deployed. First you code it, with R, Python, SAS, numerous languages, and then you take the model into production, and then the model speaks with endpoints like the APIs. So you deploy. Nowadays, like the entire lending industry is sitting on just real-time predictive analytics, because there is no human in the back determining, whether the consumer is reliable or not reliable. So it's all the machine learning model, because what it does, it pulls the data from bureau. Now it has like 3,000 variables about the consumer, and it runs through the model that it learned previously. So it has all the likelihoods of defaults and everything, every piece of risk is available real time. And then, based on the risk appetite of a lender or whatever institution it is, just approves, denies, provides the terms. I've been pretty much.
So no humans involved, it's just they write the application, they submit it, and it's but
Everything is just it's all the machine learning
can
models
that
in
be
the back.
biased? I think
It's biased.
So
Because sometimes
That's
if
why
you just,
it needs to be done. You can't just have a chat GPT or like, just necessary tools there. It's not enough. So there should be the expert knowledge, because there are some rules, regulations, there are variables that you can use, you cannot use, there are protected variables, depends which industry it is. So that's why for the statistician or data scientist, statistician plus coding is data science. So for a statistician to just go there and build those models and deploy without any guidance from the legal side, without any guidance from the experts on the field, you can't do that. Otherwise, there will be a lot of lawsuits.
but you do,
Yes.
your LLM is Chat GPT, or do you guys have an
LLM is,
LLM, or it's just on your
No,
own?
LLM is a large language model, as Andronic said. And you cannot use LLMs in the underwriting.
So it's completely different
In
software.
underwriting is different, or like real-time decision-making process, especially in regulated fields. Your model should be interpretable. So interpretability of models, it's like one of the most important things, especially in the financial forecasting. That's what I do. Because if someone's likelihood of default was at a certain level, and because of that, the consumer was denied a loan, then that model needs to explain why that decision was made. Why was the likelihood high or low? So that's why, when you apply for a loan and you get rejected, you receive an adverse action notice. You were denied because of A, B, C, D. So now the same question, you just go back and ask the model. So, and the model provides that back real time. So all of this is happening like within milliseconds. Milliseconds.
So that's why I say real time.
Yeah, because right now the models are running in under like 200 milliseconds. So I ended up building an automated model building application afterwards.
Wow.
So I automated the model building process to help people that are not data scientists, they could be analysts, to build and deploy models without touching a single line of code. So,
Is it available to the public, that one?
yeah,
Yeah, what's it called?
plot.ai, P-L-A-T
PLAT?
.ai, yes.
Okay. I'll check that.
Yeah, it's available.
When you said analyst, you meant to, when you say analyst, you mean they just sit there, just like observe everything and just see if everything's running properly or something like that? And does that require a certain set of advanced skills? Cause I just passed one of Professor Panetta's classes, Fundamentals of Mathematical Programming. And it was a lot of analysis, which you mentioned. So it's just more than just statistics, it's like calculus, all of that stuff. What would you recommend? What kind of mathematics would you need to have in order to observe what's going on with the model that you built or the AI that you mentioned?
Okay, so right now,
PLAT.
that's a long question, so I'll start with this. There is a vacuum in the field for professionals that can build, design, develop, and deploy machine learning models. So those are like models that can predict, I don't know, whether it's gonna rain tomorrow or what's gonna be the stock price for tomorrow. So, and we don't have enough engineers, data scientists, and statisticians to just build and supply, because all the businesses are sitting on a large volume of data and they want to use it. They want to make use of it like real time. So they can have that real time forecasting happening to drive the business forward. And there are entry levels for the professionals who have basic statistical knowledge. That's elementary statistics or introductory statistics, and a few other advanced statistics courses afterwards. Or on top of it, if you have some additional like coding skills or visualization tools, Tableau was mentioned, so you can also visualize the data. You can get into the job market and build and deploy those models and also analyze the results. Like with the Tableau, you just connect with the big data without touching a single line of code, drag and drop, and you can see all the results like dashboards, etc. I'm not sure if I answered the question fully, but
Yes, it was very descriptive, and I apologize for that. I was just so fascinated, because I'm like, okay, analysis, what math skills would I need to get in order to, like, say if I want to get into the field, the analytics field, what would prepare me basically, mathematical wise, like, to basically know what I'm doing, is what I was asking.
or the data scientist to be able to become